my friends, I am the Dungeon Tutor. Welcome. Today we are going to be covering day 11 of RPGaDay, and it's warm, so I beg you to forgive the air conditioning in the background. That's the life we live here. Today, being day 11, the question is, what is an RPG with, I just want to get the wording right here, with well-supported one-shots? Now, this may or may not have any real impact on you and your consideration for a role-playing game, but a lot of people really love the idea of just being able to drop in, play a game for a session or two, and then you're done, and you can move on to the next thing. And for some people, that is the way they choose to play. Not getting attached to any one character and caring if they level up or anything like that. Not needing an overarching storyline that they are slaved to and routinely or get dragged back into no matter what they're doing. They are enjoying each episode as it comes without necessarily needing a lot of other stuff. And there are a number of games that have really embraced that over the years. Just for an example, Ghostbusters 1986 from West End Games, it had like 20 to 25 different ideas for exciting one-shots that you can throw at your players tied into the Ghostbusters world. They gave you an idea of a threat to come up, interesting NPCs to bounce off of, and then basically how the players could solve the situation that they were to work to understand, to get to, through research, through word of mouth, whatever, puzzling it through, using their skills, whatever they needed to. And that was really, really handy for somebody who was ready to move away from the already pre-prepared material and move into the game itself and use their own creativity, their own desire to write the story and be the director and come up with more content by just easing them in with all these one-shots. So that was cool. Other games often have like some sort of an initial encounter or a warm-up adventure so that your players can jump in, hit the ground running, and get started on their adventure. It didn't leave a lot of extra ties into those kind of adventures because you don't want to. You want this to be how the group got together and entered into the conflict as it was going on. However, I have one example that almost the entirety of this particular role-playing game, or should I say role-playing games, because as you'll see, it's not just a single game. It is probably almost every single genre that you might really be tempted to look into, at least at its basic. I mean, you could go further and wish for more detailing and things, but as far as a good general blend of genres, the one I will throw out is the selection of games for the one-page compendium. This is from Deep Silver, I believe. And it was published by Deep 7 Press, I'm sorry. And that is from, yeah, their font is kind of rough, but yeah, Deep 7 produces it. This is a collection of, I believe, 14 different role-playing games, all in one. All of them using a very simple D6-based system to run. Not very complicated at all. However, these are all individual games that you can get separately, and they run like this. Agent SEVEN, that is, I believe, being a super spy. So, modern espionage. Battlefield Bravo. Or sorry, Battle Force Bravo, that is World War II, I believe. Blood Island, piracy. Broadsword, fantasy. Buggin', yeah, you can play as bugs. Like A Bug's Life or Ants. There you go. Daisho, Japanese historical role-playing. Dime Heroes, that's pulp fiction, pulp action type combat. Storylines and pulp adventure. Probably better. Disaster! Well, that's your disaster scenario. Your ship is sinking, the world is being destroyed, glaciers are coming through your city, whatever. Exosuit A-OK, mecha pop Japanese culture. Full Clip, there you're going with your just adrenaline-soaked action adventure. H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, exactly what it says. A War of the Worlds scenario. Hero Force, superheroes. Shriek, teen horror. Similar to Scream and things like that. Yeah, absolutely. Could be expanded out into other horror style, yeah. But since many horror movies, especially of a particular genre, did focus on teens and their situations, that both made them sympathetic and sometimes may set them up to seem like it was justified, the horrible things that were going to happen to them. Was an entire genre of movies at one point. Six Gun, Western, and Star Legion, sci-fi. These are all inside this book, which has been an incredible value for me. And every single one of them, each of these games has 6 one-shot adventures. Not full adventures with stats and everything all piled up. They dip out of the sample opponent's guides that each one of these comes with. So, you know, at this situation, you fight 5 mooks who are low-level people that you would confront in your role as a, I don't know, secret agent, sure. A couple of genres that are missing a little bit, I would say, you know, a good cyberpunk, a good steampunk, a good detective role-playing game would be fine, but could be cobbled together from these rules without too much difficulty, I would say. Are these deep, engaging role-playing? No. These are wonderful for just having fun with your friends, whipping together a game, and just letting the dice fall where they may and telling a fun story. Not getting overly attached to your characters. They're not much more than a role in this particular movie-like adventure. So they're a bit on the shallow side. I will give you that. Advancement for these characters is really, really not much to speak of because, honestly, they're fairly expendable. All the character sheets actually have the character generation rules on them, so you could just print those off, hand them out, tell people to make their characters up, and get started like that. Yeah, very simple, very easy to play, very well supported with one-shots, and you could go through a single one of these one-shots in a given night. I've done this, it's fun, it's raucous, I highly recommend it. So this is a good product from Deep 7. If you're interested in any one of those genres, you can get those independent of the entire compendium, but this is such a great value. And again, they give you a perfectly satisfying way to play a movie-like scenario, again, over and done with in a relatively short amount of time, and to whip out whenever you need it. So this would be my pick for a game that is extremely well supported with one-shots. And of course, you can expand on beyond that. There's nothing wrong with that. Making up your own critters, your own opponents is very easy to do. And highly recommended if you want to tackle your own, making it your own game. So, I hope that answers the question for you, and that you get something out of it. Because that is my answer for today. So, if you enjoyed that, feel free to come back for more. I've got more videos to make, and I'd enjoy seeing you there. And every time there'll be a different game, a different question to tackle, and I hope that you enjoy this little glimpse into my world, my mind, what have you, but also into games that perhaps you yourself have not experienced. I certainly hope so. Until that next time, though, my friends, if you do come back, which you could do by liking, subscribing, hit the notification button, sure. Share with your friends. If they were looking for a game like this, you can buy PDFs for very cheap. That compendium probably is not that expensive. Although, admittedly, I bought it at a thrift store, so it wasn't very expensive for me at all. But it is wonderful. Until the next time I see you, though, I do hope that you, yes, you, get that chance to roll some dice, to play some games, to have some fun, and to stay safe out there, my friends. I am the Dungeon Tutor. Until next time, farewell.